Okay guys, interesting video for you today. I was in a parking garage and parked next to someone who, well, I didn't notice at the time, but they did this to my car, either pulling in or pulling out. And when I got home, I noticed this big nasty scratch. And usually at a body shop, this would take probably about 500 bucks to fix. But I bought some of the tools, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do this yourselves. But bear in mind, I'm not an expert. I have over a decade of experience working with modeling paints and paints for various model aircraft, but I do not have really any experience doing it on cars. But I've done some research, and we're going to give it a try. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some quick detailer, we're going to spray it on the surface, and quickly wipe it off. And the reason we're doing this is because we want to remove any surface contaminants before polishing to make sure that those contaminants don't end up scratching the paint also. Let's just do this a second time to make sure that everything is all the way off. Okay, good. Next, we're going to have to get the dual action buffer set up. Okay, so your pad should have a Velcro backing. Go ahead and affix it to the backing pad here. Make sure that it is as centered as possible on the dual action buffer, like that. Take your product, shake it up real well, and I like to apply it in an X pattern across the top of the pad. Then all you got to do is put it on the finish, wipe it around just a little bit, go ahead and get started polishing. It's always good to every once in a while take a microfiber, wipe off a little bit of product to check your progress. And if those scratches are getting harder to see, it means that you're doing the right thing. Alright, here's a shot after the first application of Meguiar's Scratch X. You can see that there are some paint spots that are missing paint, but we are carefully and quite quickly removing all of these little nasty fine scratches. And I'm going to give it a couple more coats, and then we'll see how we deal with what's left. Okay, it's looking pretty good, but I think that's about as good as it's going to get with the Scratch X. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the touch-up paint. Okay, now before we apply the touch-up paint, I'm going to go ahead and give it one more coat of the quick detailer just to make sure that all of the abrasive residue is off the panel that we're working on here. Okay, so this touch-up paint that I'm using was color matched to this vehicle. I got it last time my car went to a body shop. The guy color matched it for me directly to this paint. And we're just going to use this to fill in the spaces where the paint has come off. And I always like to leave more overlap than I need to. So like these deep scratches, I can touch those out, and you'll see what I can do once this paint dries to make it look not touched up. Make sure not to get any fingerprints in the touch-up paint, and if you've got holes, like little divots in the paint like I do that are very shallow, you can go over with a little bit more paint to make those harder to see. So let's leave this for a few minutes until it dries, and I'll come back and show you guys what to do next. Okay, so now the touch-up paint has had a chance to dry and we're ready to polish it down. What I'm going to use for that is going to be Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. I've had some really good luck with this stuff in other isolated areas, so I think we'll give it a try for the big stuff. Let's see how it does. All right, there it is. That's pretty unnoticeable. I mean, it's noticeable if you're 6 inches away, but standing from 3 or 4 feet, it's pretty hard to tell that that was scratched. All right, so now I'm just going to wax and polish the car, and that should be the end of it. All right, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe if you like this video. Feel free to use these tips if you like to try to save yourself a couple of $100 of car repair, and I'll see you next time.